So we say being intentional, right? But then your intentions, right? So being intentional to me means carrying out the things that I know that I want to do because I know that they're going to change my circumstances in a certain way, and being intentional about making those changes, being intentional about stepping out there, being intentional about speaking to a certain person. Like, those are just examples that and what I believe that it is. But your intentions for something can change, right? Like, I think that we don't understand that. I think that it's a good time to talk about that.
Let's talk about
because oftentimes in friendships, relationships, we say when we get into arguments or disagreements, what's the biggest thing that they say? What was your intentions?
Yeah.
Like,
what was your intentions when you met me? You clearly didn't.
Right. People, we have to understand that your intentions can change due to your experiences, the type of person that you're probably engaging, their experiences. Like
I intended to want to romantically be with you, but after experiencing X, Y, and Z from you, I am no longer in that space.
Yes.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Daily Storeroom Podcast, your go-to podcast for everything culture, entertainment, and mental health. I am your host, Aaila, and we have a very special guest that I actually recently met but clicked with very well.
Yes.
Ashanti Mayo.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of saying the B.
I get it.
So
you can say Ashanti V Mayo, yeah, that's fine. You can say Ashanti
really
Mayo. I know. It's okay.
It's
that's why I
laughed
laughed because I loved it for so long. But recently I've been saying like Ashanti Mayo. But it's okay.
Ashanti Mayo. Yes, the Bronx.
Yes, from the Bronx.
That's why I wanted Marley here, a New York representative.
Right.
Producer.
Yes.
Artist manager.
Yes.
Content creator. And then I saw on your thing, and I was going to ask you, it said...
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Mayo management firm. That's
but you know what I was thinking of when I saw it?
Like WWE or something?
Yeah.
I already knew. Like, I thought that
no,
in
I
this
was thinking
moment.
of MMA. That's what
MMA. Okay, yeah, right. The game.
I was so slow.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there like, is she a fighter?
Yeah, well, I don't have the page in my bio, but we can look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can look at it.
I'm happy that she's here, y'all.
Yeah.
Because we met at Juice Tycoon Sports Media. We met at Juice event for Tycoon Sports Media. And I feel like I went outside because it was hot as I don't know what out there. And you were out there.
Right.
And we just like engaged in conversation. First, we was talking about our zodiac signs.
Yes. I'm a Scorpio, by the way.
Taurus. Yeah. So we're sister signs.
Yes.
So we get along very well.
We do.
And I think when we were talking, I had mentioned the podcast, I think, but I was talking about like wanting to collaborate with more women in Atlanta. And it's so crazy because I was just talking about this the other day too. Like that it's been difficult for me to connect with other women in regards to either the podcast or just like helping me with editing or, just doing things that I'm not really abreast at doing. I'm not really good at editing videos and content and all that stuff. When I saw that in your bio, I was like,
no, I'm not editing, and I'm creating, but I'm not editing. You know, that's not me. I'm not editing. But.
Okay. I need some. Not even need some. I want more women to come together in Atlanta and like create groups.
Yeah. Like
where we can have like meetups or whatever, and we can kind of like talk about ideas or just like share advice on how to get out of our own way.
Right.
Because I do that a lot.
Yeah, I think that is just about the type of women that you surround yourself with. And I think that that's why it might have been hard for you and for me too. A lot of people aren't grounded in self. Mm-hmm. And like we were talking about that when we met too. Yeah. Like that's why we clicked so fast because you kind of have to be solid in self before, entering this world and the different challenges and meeting different people and having you have to have a respect for different people just for being human and like, it kind of starts there. So it's hard for women like us to connect with a lot of women who aren't grounded in themselves, aren't confident in themselves. Like it doesn't have to be for anyone, and that lead their own life without worrying about anybody else. You know, so it's kind of hard.
I love that thought.
Yes.
I am a firm believer. I don't know if it's like my earth energy because my rising is also Virgo. So I'm like, I get so into my own thoughts, but my goal is to connect more with myself like every day. Like whatever I was doing yesterday, whoever I was yesterday, I feel like I have to be grounded and humble and wise in what things I need to change in order to be better the next day and improve myself the next day.
Yeah, being intentional.
Yeah, being intentional. That is my word.
Yes, I mean that's what that
word
encompasses. Like
Yeah.
being intentional about the things that you want to do, the changes that you want to make, and who you are. Like looking in the mirror and really having an understanding of who you are, who do you want to be, how do you want to impact the world or people. You know.
So where did this mentality for you like derive from, or I guess when did you like notice it within yourself?
I think that over time, when growing up, I feel like I always been like this, like kind of like solid in self. I mean, of course, you grow up and you're in high school, and you know you're dealing with the different challenges of meeting new people, and then like bullies or you know just different challenges. And but I feel like I've always been true to self. And as I got older, I was starting to understand myself more. College, I went to Clark Atlanta, and that's what brought me to Atlanta. But I was able to definitely find myself, the things that I like. And not really find myself, but understand what my place was in society and who I wanted to be, how I wanted to be received. And I don't know. I feel like I've always had that. My mom, my grandmother, I've always traveled, so I had a different respect for different cultures, food, and then where I grew up at. Like it wasn't just Black people; it was all types of people from different cultures, from different environments, different experiences, to allow me to have an appreciation for others early. So when I went to college in Atlanta and it was predominantly Black people, and I was a political science major, I was having a whole bunch of arguments about being conservative, and I'm not conservative, but just like, you know, just talking about different things about the world and people, and everybody is just so judgmental. And it's like, you can't have an understanding of people if you haven't been around a lot of different people that speak different, eat different type of things. It's like, I kind of feel like the respect is not there for the other human being, you know, because they don't look like you, so.
I love that entire thought.
Thank you. I still am not giving the thought.
No, but that was so good, because as you were talking, I was like, yes, exploration. Like,
yes, that's what it is.
I grew up, I always tell people this, but I grew up, I had like a young parent, so I went to like 5 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and then finally went to high school. But I had a Hispanic babysitter, I had an Indian babysitter, and then I had a Sri Lankan babysitter. And I think that my experience with them, because they all were introducing me to like their culture and their language, the way they ate. Like my Sri Lankan babysitter would have me sitting in there like eating her food with her with my hands and stuff. And I think as I grew older, it did give me like a greater appreciation for different cultures and wanting to engulf myself in those cultures.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I love learning new languages.
Yes.
Even when I travel, like I was just talking to Prime about this, but like when I travel, I'm not a resort person. I really like to understand like how they live, what stores they go to, where they get their produce from. Because I also feel like when you go to different countries, like everything there is so much healthier, and they just move different. Like their way of life is different. The way that they view the world is totally different. They're very like humble and respect of their culture. Whereas when I come back here, I be like,
and they're still human. They just live in different environments from you or I, you know. So like that's just the thing that keeps us connected to that we're all still human and our experiences are pretty similar, you know. So
what led to you? Because you came out here for college?
College, yeah. Okay. I came out here in 2013 to go to Clark.
Oh, 2013. Okay. Oh, yeah, you did tell me this. Okay.
Yes.
And what was that like? I guess going from the Bronx, because you were in the Bronx the whole time prior to that?
Yeah, I was in the Bronx the whole time prior to that. My mom still lives there. Okay. So a lot of my family is still in New York.
Okay.
But I wanted the Black experience at a HBCU, and I wanted to go to Spelman. I didn't get into Spelman, but I met someone who ended up helping me get into Clark.
Okay.
Like, because I still wanted to come to Atlanta. I knew that this was the place. My grandfather lived out here. I didn't grow up with a relationship with him. So I felt like this was a good time to kind of meet with that side of the family and, you know, just be with family, but also have that experience going to an HBCU. And it was an amazing experience. Like, I felt right at home. It was a perfect choice. I'm glad I didn't go to Spelman. Not that there's anything wrong with Spelman, but I just feel like I was right at home at Clark. And it was just less uniform than, I feel like Spelman is not really uniform, and I don't want to get into the conversation of the AUC. I don't want to do that because I really do love Spelman, and if I did get in, I would have went. But I just love the experience that I had at Clark and the people that I met, and I feel like I built a family for myself there that when I graduated, I was able to have them there when I needed, and it was an easy decision to stay when I graduated because of them. So yeah, I came down 2013.
And I just feel like you were redirected.
Yeah, I was definitely redirected because I didn't plan to stay here. Like, my mom came down. She was like, all right, you ready to pack up? You ready to leave? I was like, I'm staying. Like, that day.
Okay. Oh, wow.
like literally maybe like the day before graduation or 2 days before graduation, we're having this conversation. I'm like, she's like, yeah, we got to go to your storage. We got to pack things up. Like, you know, it's time to go. Like, you know, she's a planner. So everything is like, all right, come on. Like, let's get it together. We driving back. We need to go get it this day. This is what we're doing. And I was just looking at her and I'm just thinking all these thoughts are running through my head because I think I never really talked about the thoughts that were running through my head in that moment. But I was just like, I can do this. Like, you know, I don't know how, but everything else that I've ever done in life was I can do this and I don't know how, you know, but I'm still going to go for it. So
you're the only one who came out here from your family?
Yeah, for school, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm my only child too, so.
Oh.
Yes.
How was that? You know, the only child syndrome is real. So
I mean, they say that, but I just think that people like their own time. Like, and then when you share time with somebody, like, it's I guess it's easier to be around other people and to want to have sleepovers. And I wasn't that type of kid though. Like, I was the real only child. Like, I didn't really like to I like to have people over, but I didn't like to have sleepovers all the time. Like, I really was by myself playing with my toys. Like, I liked going to school though. Like, that's where my relationships were formed and things like that. But as far as like after, like when I was younger, I liked my friends to come over and, you know, hang out. But then when it was nighttime, it was like, all right, I need my own time now.
Yeah. Wow.
But it was an amazing experience. I mean, I had cousins. So.
Would you date someone who was the only child?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
I attempted to date someone who was the only child, and it was an experience for sure.
Yeah.
I think that they weren't, and then they also had like a really small family. So I think that because I have such a big family, and I have siblings, but I don't really communicate with my siblings, but I have like a lot of cousins, and I have a good amount of friends. And so we're always like doing stuff together, or I'm like always talking to them. And I think that they were kind of like uncomfortable with the fact that I was able to experience that. Even though I wanted to welcome them in that kind of space, I felt like they weren't emotionally prepared to, I guess, share in a way.
That was just dumb. That wasn't. I'm saying because I just feel like as individuals, we have our own thing going on.
Right.
You know, so like deeming it as like an only child being that way is like, that's what people do, you know? And that's not true to me because I'm an only child and I'm sociable. Yeah. I get the whole, you know.
It's also a personality thing.
It is a personality thing, but that's why I'm saying it's within that person. Yeah. Like what made them, how were they in crowds of people or when you take them out? Do they even have a lot of friends like that? Right. Like, family is one thing, and the way that you were raised and you grow up and the things that you see, those are different things. But you as an individual, like, what are you doing? Are you outside?
What's going on? Yeah, I don't even think that they were outside like that. Or they had like, and they really didn't have like a solid group of friends. They would kind of meet people and just be like, oh, they're my friend, they're my friend. And I'm like, you don't have like a solid group of people that you're around because you're seeking something within. That you're not, you're seeking something within and just within your external space because of something that you're not healing within yourself.
Right, correct.
Which ends up being a lot of people's, but it'd be a lot of people's thing. Like if people aren't, because some people aren't able, like you said earlier, some people aren't able to like receive information from other people or receive opinion or whatever. Like if someone like were to tell you about something that you did, it's like they may not be in a space to receive what that looks like.
Yes.
Out of fear of feeling like someone can see them now. Like now you can see some shit that I've been trying to hide. And now I'm uncomfortable that you see me. So I'm going to project that and make you feel like you're the problem.
Exactly.
People bother
Or
me.
like they think, but they think to themselves that you don't really know them though too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I always get that. You don't even know me. You don't know
exactly. You don't know what you're
like,
talking about. That's right away because it's
Yeah.
like, well, when it's your friends who really know you, that's different. But like when
Yeah.
you're like, you don't know me, but it's because you know that they're right.
Yeah.
But then when it's somebody just that you don't see, that you don't believe sees you or knows you in that way, then you're looking like, what?
Yeah.
And you're kind of rejecting their opinion, at that point.
Quick.
I've been in a lot of situations like that.
Okay, so how are you? Are you still in those situations, or are you, I guess, established like boundaries with how you communicate with those people?
I'm still learning how to establish boundaries because I'm so free and like I just speak to anyone sometimes, like outside, like, I'm walking down the street, I'm smiling at somebody, or that's just who I am. Like,
I'm like that
I
too.
like having a life in me, like, and then I want to give the life to people. like,
I love that. I have the life in me, and I want to give the life to people.
Yeah, but I had to learn, like, you have to really understand the type of people that you're around or dating. And I dealt with, I think, more with dating, where it was like I had to understand that I'm now in a situation with somebody who's looking at me to be their significant other. And, like, I don't know if maybe they're judging me in a different way or, like, kind of determining whether they want me to be their significant other in a certain way that they don't appreciate or like that liveliness. But if so, I realized that they weren't for me.
Yeah. Because I feel like if
who I
people are
am.
getting to know you, then they would already have an idea of your personality and your character beforehand.
Exactly. And if you really care about somebody and want to understand who they are, like, you can have a real respect and love for them being true to themselves. Like, that's what I want. I need them to respect that and love that.
That's the biggest thing, is you have to respect the fact that I'm being true to myself.
Exactly.
I'm being authentic. I'm not pretending. I'm not lying or manipulating.
Exactly.
I am being my full authentic self.
Yeah, and I'm not invading your space with anything but just being loving, caring, or I might be opinionated, like, but who isn't?
that's
like,
good, though.
you get what
People
I'm
should
saying?
have opinions.
And it's not opinionated like I'm judging everything that you're doing. It's just I might
You have
be
a perspective on things.
Exactly, I have a perspective on things. Yes, and I feel like that's just always been me. And then in college too, it's like my major, like everything was about having a perspective. I think that I kind of graduated. No, for real. Like everything in political science is about having a perspective.
My minor was poli-sci.
Yes, all of your classes is you're doing debates. You're learning about different people, and you have to have a perspective. It's important to, because if once these conversations are brought up, your professor's looking at you like, all right, so what's your perspective? Like,
for sure.
And I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Even if it's different, I feel like that's what made me stand out too, because it was always different, So
I really wish I would have had. I always say this. I wish I would have went to an HBCU, and I actually wanted to. I wanted to go to Clark. Like when I was in high school, that was I want to go to Clark, Atlanta. I just seen it on movies and TV all the time, and I was like, that is clear. Even though Howard was right there, I want to go to Clark, but I ended up. at the University of Maryland,
It's okay.
And that school pissed me off. Like just being I went to school for social work, but my minor was in poli-sci because I love like policy, and I love learning just about legislation and just the human experience and how we navigate through things.
right.
But being one of the only Black people in the class, and then being very outspoken and opinionated, it was like
Same.
everyone in the class would make me feel like what I was saying was too much. Like my opinion was too much for what they were used to hearing. Even the teachers.
Oh,
I
was about to get into that.
And I would be sitting there and I'm like, first of all, I'm in school for social work. So my goal is to be a therapist. So I should have an opinion on certain things, especially if we're working with majority Black population and you have a class that's not majority Black.
Right.
Y'all are going to be working with this population. So you have to have an understanding of what you're getting into. You can't go into sessions or think you're going to do community work with Black population and you think this way. They're not going to respect you working for them.
So yeah, I would say the difference with going to an HBCU was that our professors did embrace that. And then also, that's how you get A's.
Yeah, and I was not getting A's. It was
see?
the most frustrating shit ever.
Yeah, that's
I'd have to go to the dean where I'm like, why is my paper, what's wrong with my paper?
Yeah.
I was getting my papers reviewed after maybe like a few grades where I was like, what the fuck? I just started going to their library and getting like the student, whoever they were, the tutors or whatever they were, to like review all of my papers, and I would still get the same grade. And I'm like, there's no way. This paper has been looked at 3 times.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I think it was the perspective.
I couldn't wait to
over
get out of
the
that school.
like I can't say over fact. That's like, because I'm pretty sure that there were facts there. But I just think that it was the perspective. Like a lot of the time, that's what I realized, because we have so much of a heavy opinion, and now that's what all that they're seeing, and it's just like, okay, but let's kind of level it out a little bit.
Bring it down a notch.
Yeah, like, because sometimes when you over exert yourself in that way too, you're missing out on things too.
Yeah.
And missing out on somebody else's thought or how somebody else might see it. So I think they kind of want you to be neutral in your understanding in some way, while still showing your opinion or letting them know how you feel about things. So I don't know. It seems that way sometimes.
It was so. That was a very uncomfortable experience, though. Like, I really could not wait. Even when they wanted us to do like group projects and stuff, I'm like, I'm not working with these people. Yeah. First of all, I'm grown as hell, because I didn't start until I was maybe like 26.
Okay.
So everyone else in my class was like way younger than me.
So
that was already a disconnect there, where I'm like, this is how y'all think? This is not what's going on in the world right now?
It's the disconnect.
That's what it was definitely a disconnect. But so I definitely encourage HBCUs for those who feel like college is for them, or who just want an experience, or like something, a place to learn from that's different than their own environment. Because you can learn in all different kind of ways. But I should have went to work. I'm so mad. Even when I watched Drumline, I'm like, I should have went.
But I mean, it didn't make a difference, because I feel like your impact like now, like in how you see the world, it's great. I don't think that you lack anything really.
It's here.
Yeah, just like as a human being, that's what connected me to you when I first met you. I was like, oh, this is a solid woman. Yeah. And like back to our conversation from the beginning, like there's not many women who are solid in self that way. And I easily gravitated towards you. Like, let me get to know this girl.
No, facts. And then that's why I kept hitting you up. I was like, I don't want her to think that I forgot about her, because I didn't.
No, I didn't think it's timing. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a time for everything. And I think that this was just perfect, how everything worked out.
And I really try to move with, I really aim to always move with like being intentional. So like when I do connect with people, it's like I really want them to know, like, no, I really fuck with your energy. And like I really want to know you, and I want to create with you, and I want to like engage in conversation. Like I enjoy, like you said, like I enjoy what that life looks like.
Yes.
That I can walk outside and just like you, I'm super free. I just be like, hey, how y'all doing? Everybody good? Like I just want to make sure people are straight, and like just be helpful when I'm able to do so.
Right, and don't get it confused. We still aware, like
very much
so aware. That the thing is, we're more aware, because and that's why we're even communicating to you, because we're aware that you're there. Like it's almost like letting you know that I'm coming into the room. Like,
I love that thought.
Because I think that that's when people watch. Like I want them to understand like the type of people that we are. You get what like?
Don't get.
We're not out here exactly. Like we're not out here just tapping it up with anybody walking down the street. Like no, we're not doing that. We're definitely aware. You might not necessarily think we're aware because of how we're approaching you. Like you're like, oh, she's bubbly. She's not paying attention. Like no, I'm definitely paying attention. I seen you. From the side of my I know what was going on. You get what I'm saying? Yes. But see, people think that being aware, when you're aware, like the people who think that they're aware, other people know like that they're onto them, right? Yes. That's how people get killed all the time. I always tell people all this. I always tell the young boys out here.
Yeah, because they don't be paying
awareness
attention.
Is everything, but not awareness in the sense that you're supposed to come in there holding
it's like just watch what's happening.
Just make sure that you're paying attention to everything that's happening around you. You know the players in the room. You pointing out different things. You know the exits. You get what I'm saying?
I'm always near an exit. I gotta abort mission ASAP if it starts getting funny. I don't got time.
Yeah, not where it's like interfering with your life and how you live, but just where you're just aware and still focused and moving. Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
Because I really like that you added that though.
I had to.
For people to be like, she said what? They be doing what?
Exactly.
Like,
no, don't get it confused, because those things are short. You get what I'm saying?
With intent.
Exactly. Listen. So then you have to repeat it, because sometimes they don't.
Yeah, it's not
coming. You got to bring them back to the beginning so that they know.
And that's when I end up bothered. That's kind of when I'm like, okay, I know I'm not going to connect with you on that kind of level, because I also don't. I'm the kind of person where shit is like off the strength for me. Like, I understand. I can feel what you're saying off the strength. Like, I respect it, because I'm gonna move the same way.
Right.
But I feel like if I have to explain that multiple times to someone, you're not gonna get it.
No, and that's with anything.
Yeah.
Even work in the workspace too. I feel like all of it connects, and you have to just be the same word intentional about those connections that you make anywhere. Because sometimes I won't be in a certain space. I don't care who you are because it's not right. It doesn't feel right for me. Like even if the opportunity is there, sometimes I have to decline it. I could even feel when something's not right, like after an interview or even speaking to somebody. Just like, even though I know I probably am going to get this job, I don't necessarily know if I want to be in this space.
Yeah.
And I could feel their energy, and I know right away, like, they're already, something's interfering with how they're thinking about me and who I am. Like, and I want them to see me because that's the only way for this thing to work. Like, if you don't see me and understand who I am and you can't really say intentions, I don't use that, then.
Yeah. That is
But
so
I don't
true.
use intentions.
Especially in the workplace. Because I would, like you said, I would be in interviews and I'd be like, let me hurry up and get off this interview because I know I'm not going to want to work in that kind of space. And I'm so thankful for like where I'm at now because as I'm in the process of like getting my licensure, we have to do the most in social work with having like supervisors. But I'm thankful that I have supervisors who are very like welcoming to my perspective. And it's all black where I'm at anyway, but they're very like, share your thoughts. What ideas do you have to create? You want to add this kind of project to this? Like, do you want to bring in a program that you have in mind? And it's like, I love that you're allowing me to also be creative within respect to my field.
That's the way to go. Like, moving
the way to
forward,
keep your people there.
Exactly, and keep your people there. But that's just the way to go with us. I'm a millennial. You're a millennial.
What year?
I think that's like so. 95 and like, what is that? 95 through or 90.
I thought it was 90
through 95. Is the 90s?
Because I'm born in 90.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No, I mean, no, you're not old. But I just wanted to. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, so, I don't know which one it is. I think it's still millennial though.
Yeah. So what I think is just that a lot of us millennials, or even myself, like when I'm in a space, I want to learn. So I'm not coming in there acting like I know everything. I know what I can do. You know what I'm saying? I know what I need to learn to grow. You're
proficient in
But what was he going to say?
The millennials and just like being in the workplace and having people who are allowing you to like explore.
Exactly. That's exactly what needs to continue to happen because that's the only way for, like you said, to keep us there, and also for them to see nuances. Like a lot of the time, they've probably preceded you and been in the game. Well, I'm in entertainment, so been entertainment or production for years before you. So there's just different ways and different there's changes in people, time. So yeah, I think having forward thinkers and young thinkers who are seeing the world and they're outside and they know what's happening, having their opinion, that's great.
Yeah. So how do you navigate that within being in the entertainment space?
There's no blueprint, and I say this in every interview. I feel like there's no real blueprint for how I navigate. It's just kind of like I learned from the people who preceded me. I learned from my opportunities and reading, not often, but like just, things that I need to know quickly or, but, and then understanding who I want to be and how I want to be received. Like, and I just feel like I just take it from there, that just guided my own life.
Do you give that same, like when you're connecting with artists who you want to like manage and stuff, what are those, I guess, introductory conversations like?
I feel like I'm a new manager. Like, it's been like, a year since I had my company now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I just feel like, for one, I always felt like I never wanted to approach the artist that I wanted to be their manager or anybody, artist, photographer, producer. Like, I never wanted to approach them and say, I want to manage you. I want them to have a certain type of feeling and understanding of who I am and the things that I can do, and then determine that they want to work with me, Okay. I want them, it doesn't necessarily have to always be I want you to manage me type of situation, but let's, hang out, or like we're in the same space. Oh, what do you do? Now we're talking, like, and they, like, I need a manager, like, and right away I'm not even saying right there, like, I want to manage you or anything like that. Because I want to make sure the things that you do, that you're into, like, it aligns with what I want, and then also that I'm capable of making things happen for you. So with the artists that I manage now, I kind of felt like I had the means to, and the access to be able to help him. And that's the only reason why I was like, okay, cool, let's do that for one, but then two, it was just who he was in his experience at the time. I felt like I wanted to take him out of what he was experiencing and show him that what he was capable of. But you gotta have hustle though.
Yeah, you do.
You do, and I think over time you learn so much about just the people that you work with, and if somebody's hustle matches yours and if they want the same thing as you. So right now, that's the only person that I'm managing right now. Okay. But, moving forward, I think definitely having more experiences and understanding exactly what I want to do and who I want to manage. I think that's just important right now.
But I like that even in the beginning, I mean, because it's still like it's a form of a relationship.
Right.
So I like that in the beginning, it's like, let's hang out, let's kind of communicate and see like if our values align.
Right, exactly.
What you want to do aligns with my purpose and the way that I work.
Right.
And then if you can respect the way that I work and like match that energy to get yourself to the position that you want to get to.
Right. And then I have people who say sometimes like, why would you want to work with an artist or any artist who doesn't have like their own money like that, or they're not in position already, or people don't see them already, and it's just like, but that tells me a lot about who you are, and that's like sad. Like for me, I'm like, damn.
You wait for people to have bags for you to,
for you to then invest in them or feel like they have potential. Like no, sometimes you meet somebody that you want to take them out of their circumstances. Like, and if you have the power to do that, like that's what I'm here for. Like that's what I know that I'm here for. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. And if you don't understand that, even if it's not you, if you just can't understand that and receive why I did it and how I moved, then you don't know who I am as a person and the things that I like,
I'm not rocking with you.
Really. Right. And I'm like really like looking at you with the third eye now, because I'm looking at the things that you care about, And it's like you're telling me that he needs to have money and he needs to already have some type of, fame or audience in order for me to take an interest in him. Like, why? What made me take an interest in him? The fact that he didn't have the same experiences that I had and I was with him all the time. Like, why? Like, you get what I'm saying? So I'm like, and not with him all the time hanging out, but like, he was like one of these kids that was always around. You get what I'm saying? So It was like, why not? I didn't really know much of his story until I started working with him, but I could see it on him, like, and I just was like, let's take you out of this environment. You're still in the same environment, but let's take you out of this space sometimes and show you a different world. And like, I want you to be able to like try these things, because he had already made music for himself. Like, he already had 7 songs out. They were all hard too. I was like, damn, like I like this, because I'm really rap. Like if you think about it, I love all types of music, but like when it comes to like who I'm gonna manage, I'm thinking of rappers first. It's crazy because that's like a lot. Like they say, it's a liability, blah blah blah. But like I like rap music. Like I come from, street rappers, like battle rap. Like that's what I come from. Granted, it's different what he does. He doesn't necessarily do battle rap, and it's like, sometimes I think sometimes I'll be thinking like, I want to hear him battle rap one day, like just to see, like just for the excitement, because it excites me. But I like rap music, so I just feel like that's what made me gravitate towards.
And where is he from?
East Atlanta.
Oh, so he's from Atlanta. Okay,
He's from East Atlanta.
So is that different for you, like being from New York and having those influences with the artists that you meet out here?
No, because I had already been out here for college, so I came out here when it was Migos world, like for real, like trapping out the house, like it was
2013, 14.
Yeah, 2013, 2014. It was still Atlanta, so I was able to have that experience, like kind of like the duality, of the new Atlanta versus the old Atlanta, Yeah. So, no, it really wasn't hard. Like, I heard the music. Like, I got into the music. Now I'm listening to it. I'm going back home playing my friend's Thug. I know what he's saying. They like, what the hell?
What's going on?
Why you listening to him? Like, not why you listening to him, because it's Thug. And, people listen to him anywhere. But, like, just your music taste is different now. Yeah. Like, now you're listening to more Southern rap. You understand what they're saying now. Like,
so funny.
And you have a certain appreciation for it, too. Yeah. Like, it's culture. Like, I love it,
I love it.
Yeah, so
I think I came out here to visit in 2014, I think, and that was around the time that Fetty got big. Like Fetty Wap had all of the fucking songs, and I was like, I love this Atlanta music, and I went back home listening to it, and they were like, what the fuck is this?
No, yeah, so I have a great respect for it. I do.
And their hustle, I feel like their hustle is different. And the fact that when I came out here, I just noticed more collaborations with those artists.
Yeah.
And you see them in groups, like they have crews who do music as well, and you'll see them putting them on, doing music videos. And I'm like, I love the camaraderie.
I do too.
I'm like, it warms my heart. Even when I watch, so I was just thinking this the other day, I'll be watching like cooking shows. And I'm the type who will rewind it because I've seen, even though it's like a competitive show, you still can see how people are forming relationships with each other on
Right.
those shows. So like, I love seeing them just congratulate the other person for their win, or like you'll see them like, they're like, good job, so and so. Then you'll see someone go like, and I'm like, I love that.
Yeah.
I want to see more of that. I feel like this, because there's no hater in that.
Yeah, people need people too. Like,
Yeah.
we need each other. Like, we need each other to help stay inspired. Like, we need each other to create. Like, we need each other. We need each other to like kind of boast and tell you how you look and make you feel good. Like, I don't. People be like, oh, I'm not that type of person, or like just stop.
Yeah,
We need each other. Like, this is how we're gonna survive. Like, you understand? Like, when you're alone, it's because you don't have people around you. Like, you can be good within self, but still lonely because you don't have anybody around you. Like, we need people. Like, those moments when I'm walking down the street and I'm saying hi to people, that's people right there. Like, that's somebody that could brighten up my day, or like show me the intention that I might not be getting if I'm that type of person. You feel what I'm saying? So, or if I need that to feed me to be the type of person that I am. Like, because a lot of people need that feeding to be the people that they are. Like, I'd be like, damn, like.
You're so cute. Every time I start laughing, I'd be looking at you and then you just start fucking laughing.
Like, damn.
But
like,
because I really, really love that. Like, and like, even with seeing the people who suffer from homelessness, 'cause that's how I word it. But like, I have a really deep love for them. I've done some really odd shit that people I would not recommend for people to do, like taking people places and
see, that's what I want.
getting them rooms. I had met this guy one day. So back in DC, I had met this guy, and I always seen him on this walk because I would go to Busboys and Poets on 14th and V. It's my favorite store. It has like hella black books, and like a bar and a restaurant. But I would always see him on my walks. So one day I was just like, let me just sit down and like talk to him real quick. So we talked for maybe like 30 minutes. And he was just saying like he lost his home because his wife died. His family like wasn't around anymore, so he didn't really have any support. Then he got sick, so he couldn't like work, and then his social security wasn't enough, and blah blah blah. And I was like, all of that makes so much sense. Like,
Exactly.
it's easy, especially now. Like, it's real easy. You lose a job, you don't have no income. It may take you forever to find a new job. You know, you probably haven't saved because it's hard for a lot of people to try to save. But I ended up taking him to get some food. I took him to Busboys with me one day, and I could just see everyone staring because I think he had a scent. I wasn't really, because I didn't really notice it at first, or I just wasn't paying attention. But he had a scent, and you could just see everyone staring. But I ended up like buying him a phone because he was like, he needed a phone to like talk to his other family members that he had. So I like bought him a phone and got him some books. And then someone out here, they had a funny ass sign that I was like, I need to talk to him real quick, because the sign was just so hilarious that I was like, where did you get that idea from? And we just kind of, me and that person talked, and I did drive him to.
I think that though.
I drove him to get some shoes.
I like that.
And then I got him a room. And I don't know what he did after that, but he did call me at Magic City one day, and I was like, what the fuck? How did you end up there?
So when I was talking about human experiences, like earlier too, I think that that's how people who haven't traveled or like, you know, met a lot of different people can connect with other humans and understand that experience. Like, you got to be able to talk to different type of people so you can have an understanding just within self of like, okay, these are the type of people that are here. We need these type of people. These type of people have to do this. Like, you know, and then this is the type of thing that people who are homeless go through, you know, on a daily, or what their daily life looks like, or what they need, because not all of them, you know, don't have any family. Like, some of them do have family that they need to contact. They're just homeless and on their own time. So I think that's great. I wouldn't have probably.
Yeah, after the fact, I was like, I shouldn't have did that.
But it's okay.
I was in a mood though. I was like, I was on cloud something else. Like, it was a sunny ass day. I had like so many great plans, and I was like, I just kind of want to do something for somebody real quick.
Yeah.
And I do that all the time. Whenever I see people walking, I'd be like, I would love to give them a ride.
Yeah. I say that in my
I
mind.
would want someone to give me a ride.
No, I agree. I would too.
I'm like, I would love to give them a ride, or just like, I don't know, randomly paying for stuff when I see people like struggle. Like, if you go to a store and they don't have enough money for the things that they have, like that shit breaks my heart.
I know.
Because I feel like it's not your fault that the economy is being run like this, and we're all struggling in this economy in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Like even with me, where I'm like, okay, what other ways can I make passive income?
Right.
Based on the economy. I don't want to get an Airbnb anymore because the housing don't even make no damn sense. I'm
Yeah.
not paying this when it's supposed to be this.
Right.
That means I gotta increase what I would charge other people.
Right.
And that's not fair because I wouldn't want to pay that shit. But I just feel like if people were more aware, more intentional, more mindful, that everyone's experience is going to be different than yours. Yes. Like you said earlier, like not being judgmental, and then having an opinion, but understanding that like if your opinion is based on ignorance or not. Don't have like if your opinion is based on some like
Instagram post
or like just some unhealthy behavior because people grow up with unhealthy behavior. Now your opinion is based on that unhealthy shit.
Yeah, but your friends have unhealthy behaviors as well. Like at this point, you didn't grow up like that. You're just like that.
No, yeah. At some age, that's why I'm saying to adults, I'm like, at some age, you have to take ownership for your own demise.
Exactly.
And the negativity that you create for yourself based on keeping your surroundings the same because it's comfortable.
Exactly.
I don't want to sit in comfort because then I just feel like you're not going to tell me when I'm fucking up.
Exactly. You're going to be too scared. You're like, oh, she's opinionated.
Yeah. And people will do that. And I'm like, no, I want people to hold me accountable. Like, you told me I fucked up right there. You absolutely right. I did fuck up. I didn't notice it, but I'm glad that you just pointed it out.
Right.
Because I would have made the same mistake again. And you wouldn't have been there to help me out with holding me accountable. Everybody else would have just been like, nah, just let that
mind their business.
Let that shit ride. Like,
right.
No, hold people accountable. Yes. And I feel like if you love people and you believe in the people that you are around, you will want to hold them accountable because you will want them to be the best version of themselves.
Yes. Snaps. Especially in relationships too. Women. Talk
to the ladies.
Yes, like if you're not with someone who one will hold you accountable, but also understands you and who you are and the things that you want to do, and they can be accepting of you as that person, then it's kind of like you need to like take a step back and understand who you're dealing with. Like they have some things that they're going through in self, and you guys are not going to work.
You guys are not going to work. Y'all are not compatible.
I just feel like we have a real problem with continuing relationships that are not going to work. Like I think we talked about when we met. Like this, all of this came up. Like
we talked about a lot.
Yes,
and it was hot as hell.
It was. But I just want people to just stop being in experiences and being with people who just don't understand them or don't want to be open to understing them. You know, like I don't
keep them content.
Yes,
I don't like contentment.
Yeah,
it bothers me
because you might not be in. They might be in have a better opportunity than you, or you might have a better opportunity than them. Now it's the competition, and it's just a lot. It's too much. I mean, it's human. Like we understand, we see it, but it's just like okay, let's take a step back and let's just start identifying the problems. Like not even the problems, like the things that we need to just work on.
Yeah, work on.
Yes.
I feel like it's all about evolution too. Like
that's
why I love animals because animals. That's why, and that's also why I don't like when humans just be fucking with animals because I just feel like animals are evolving within their natural habitats.
Yes.
And it's always people who come into their habitats and like destroy them and then try to understand, well, why is this animal acting like this now? And it's like it's the same with humans. Like
yes, we evolved from our natural habitats.
You are coming into people's spaces, and you're interrupting their evolution.
Correct.
With your negativity or with unhealthy behaviors or with your contentment, like keep that to yourself. I really do not like that because you can tell like when people are either like something like you had said, like people are, I don't want to say like they're hating on you, whatever.
Yeah, no, I don't want to say
they're uncomfortable with your growth.
Yeah.
You growing, you having one perspective one day and then learning something and shifting your perspective and coming to them with that makes them uncomfortable. Because like how were you able to just shift your perspective that easy? Why aren't you content in your own thoughts? Our brains are supposed to evolve in thought. That's how we heal ourselves. That's like that goes back to poli-sci. I just love the humanity of how we exist. In the way that our bodies grow and the ways that like you change your mind, abundance will flourish and like certain things will just start happening in your life that you probably would never imagine.
So we say being intentional, right? But then your intentions, right? So being intentional to me means carrying out the things that I know that I want to do because I know that they're going to change my circumstances in a certain way and being intentional about making those changes, being intentional about stepping out there, being intentional about speaking to a certain person. Like, those are just examples that and what I believe that it is. But your intentions for something can change, right? Like, I think that we don't understand that. I think that it's a good time to talk about that.
Let's talk.
Because oftentimes in friendships, relationships, we say, when we get into arguments or disagreements, what's the biggest thing that they say? What was your intentions?
Yeah.
Like,
What was your intentions when you met me? You clearly didn't.
right. People, we have to understand that your intentions can change due to your experiences, the type of person that you're probably engaging, their experiences. Like,
I intended to want to romantically be with you, but after experiencing X, Y, and Z from you, I am no longer in that space.
Yes.
And I can change my mind.
And I could change my mind. I intended to be with you for a certain amount of time. And I intended for our relationship to go this way. But then I met somebody else. And now my intentions have changed because I like them more. And they are more aligned with my beliefs and the things that I want to do in life.
Yeah.
Boom.
And that's when people have to work on, because I always see people talking about this, and it can go good or it can go bad. But that's when people get into the conversation about like detachment.
Yes.
Like, are you able to, especially if someone were to communicate it that way? Because you have to also know how to communicate your feelings, your needs, and your wants.
This is the solidness that in women that we're talking about. This is why it's so hard. Like, if you see the levels like that we have been on, like you can understand just from this why we're saying it's hard to meet other women that are aligned with us, because these are our thought process. Also, when we're going off into a tangent, we didn't talk about animals. We didn't talk about politics, like school. Like, we didn't talk about everything, but it's because like that's how our brain works. And but understand that we're also able to kind of manage our thoughts in that way too. Like,
you don't want to be overwhelmed.
No, you don't want to be overwhelmed, but you want to be able to manage your thoughts in a way in which you understand how life is moving. Like, you know.
I love that.
Yes, I love the whole intention. We had to talk about the intentions and being intentional, because like I feel like in some way they're kind of
they're different. Yeah, but going back to the like detachment, I always see people talking about it in a negative way, where it's like you meet someone, friend or otherwise colleague, it can be whoever, but you meet someone and they make a mistake or someone does something that you dislike. Girl. And then it's like, I'm just going to remove you and just either ghost you or withdraw. And people don't understand that those are emotionally manipulative behaviors, because you aren't able to regulate nuances or differences in the ways that people connect. There's always going to be something that you don't like about someone. That's just the nature of human beings. But when it's easy for you to just withdraw from connection, and you just jump to another connection without understanding that it's always going to be the same way, you're not detaching in a healthy way.
No.
The healthy detachment is someone communicating with you, hey, I appreciate, the connection that we had, and, I just feel like this isn't going to mesh well, we aren't really compatible. Then it's like, okay, I understand, I respect your opinion and your thought, let's keep it moving. Now I'm going to detach from what this looks like, because I don't want it to interfere with my reality or with what I want to do moving forward.
I don't want it to interfere with my reality. I love that.
Yeah. I don't know where that just
I
came
love
from,
that. I love that.
I don't want it to interfere with my reality. Not interfere with my reality.
Because when we detach, that's how we feel. Like, we feel like we don't want what you have going on to interfere with what I have going on in my life for real. Like, and also, it's gonna affect the other things that I have going on in my life, because I care about you for real. Like, that's how this all happened. So
especially like if you are creative and you're dating people who are like total opposite, where they may not understand your creative process or like the fact that you're networking, or you want to do this project, you want to connect with people on this project. Some people aren't able to like understand what that experience looks like, because everything for them is maybe very like narrow. Their thought may be very narrow, that they can't understand why you would want to do something like that. Like, why wouldn't you just want to work here? And and it's like, those are great, but then connect with people, like we've been saying, who align with your reality, who align with your purpose, with your life. Like, everyone is not going to fit with you, but you also don't want to miss out on people helping you expand.
Yeah,
Because you never know. Like, I believe that people connect for a reason, and it could be good or bad, but it's meant to teach you something about yourself. It could be to like put you in a new space that you may have never done on your own, but now you're comfortable with like communicating or comfortable with networking with other people and collaborating. Like,
comfortable with
being.
Comfortable with being.
Yeah.
Because you guys are with people and friends with people and relationships with people who don't allow you to be. And that's the problem. They want you to be what they want you to be. They want you to treat them how they want you to treat them. And granted, you know, you respect people and, you know, you treat people with respect, just period.
Off the strength, yeah.
Right. You know, but it's just controlling who you are as a being, and that's too much. Like, can we just be so that we can understand each other? Because when we be, then we know what we're able to tolerate, what we're able to live with, you know. And honestly, I can't even say what we're able to tolerate.
Yeah, because
we should not be in a situation where we could just
where you have to be
tolerate
too tolerable of people's shit. Yeah.
Why did I say that? Because people do that.
Yeah, they do. It's uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. I can't be.
And it's based on like people's expectations.
Yeah.
Like if you're around certain people, then you kind of meet new people and you expect them to carry themselves the same way that the people in your group does.
Exactly.
And it's like people let go of the expectation of how you think I'm supposed to be, number one.
Exactly.
But just get to know me and learn me for like who I am.
Exactly.
But then also help me evolve in thought if I'm doing something that's beneath myself. Or like low vibrational, where it's like, why would you even do some shit like that?
Exactly. Connect with me and understand me in that way where you can identify those things right away and tell me about myself, please.
Because then it also makes it easier for people to self-reflect. Like if you're around people who are doing that, then now it's easier for me to just notice it on my own.
Right, exactly.
Because I've been around people who are pointing it out and they're not enabling unhealthy behavior.
Yes, and if they love you, they're not doing that.
I have a really big problem with people who enable. That shit pisses me off.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have a big problem with that.
And to think because your friends are still your friends, even though you're going through something, to think that they're enabling you is like not always the case. Mm-hmm. They're just giving you your time.
Yeah,
to like,
that too.
Yeah. Because people be like, but you hanging out with them and they doing that, and it's like, I'm giving them their time. If you're conscious of the things that they're doing and of self and of the things around you, like, yeah, I'm giving them some time. Like, I'm not really jumping out there yet. I know the type of person that they are. I know how they receive information. I need to take a step back and kind of just wait it out.
You're being mindful.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah.
I really do have a problem with enablers, though. I really do. Because I feel like, of course, people are going to be uncomfortable when you point out things that they're doing.
Right.
I understand that.
Right.
But I feel like if it's something that's, my thing is usually when people come to me with things that's happening in their life, and it's like repetitive, like you're coming to me with the same challenges that you're having and you're not really doing anything about it. You're just coming to me. Also, just me being a therapist, you want to come to me so that I can give you advice or help you out. It's like, I don't mind that, but up to a certain point, it's like you have to take ownership for the negativity that you are putting out there.
Exactly.
And the negativity that you are bringing, because people will instigate negativity by doing things that's beneath themselves.
Right.
Like, you know that this is not going to get you any further than from yesterday. And if you were doing this yesterday and someone pointed it out yesterday and you're not able to self-reflect and wake up the next day, like, let me be more conscious of my behavior. Let me be more conscious of how I communicate with people. Then I just feel like you're not prepared to evolve in that space, which is fine. But then you have to respect when I set those boundaries where it's like, okay, we're not communicating today. I need a week now. Like, I need space from you because it's overwhelming me that you're not creating any change for yourself.
Yep.
I need people to gather it. Because to me, I think because I'm so used to doing it, that it's like really, I enjoy doing it. Like, I enjoy doing the work and growing and journaling and reading and just doing shit that's like enlightening my mind, because then I'm like, yo, I can have so much in this world. Like, you see it on social media all day. Like, that's my thing too. People, like, they'll see people's lives. They know, they follow these artists. They follow these sports, people, these athletes and shit. But then they're not creating any changes for themselves. And they'll be content with where they are in life and make it seem like it's everyone else. And it can be everyone else. But it's like, you are also in control of your destiny.
Right. You lead your life.
You are in control of your behavior. You are in control of your reactions to things and how you respond to situations that come about.
Yep.
Like, you have a choice.
You have a choice. You have a choice.
And you have to exploit yourself to figure out what your purpose is. Because once you find your purpose, it's like the world just opens up and like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. I've just felt it for so many years. And I'm like, yo, I'm meeting the right people.
Yeah, and you know how you're going to impact
Yeah.
like any space now. Like once you find your purpose, you're like, all right, this is now the duty. Like this is what I have to do now.
This is the work.
This is the work. Yes.
I love doing the work.
I love doing the work too. I think more people, like you said, need to do the work.
Yeah. And I think that's why like it's important that people ground themselves,
Yes.
they journal, they seek counsel if they need to, or if that, makes sense to you. So like seek, supportive friendships,
I was just
create
about to say that,
boundaries
yep.
with people. If you feel like you have friends who are enabling you doing unhealthy stuff, or you feel like they're not in alignment with like things that you want to do for yourself, then set those boundaries. Like it's okay to just be like, hey, like I appreciate our friendship. I appreciate what you've, brought to me as a friend, but we are no longer in alignment with where this goes. Because I've had to cut off ample friends where I'm just like, you're still doing things that, like, why would you do these things?
Unfollow people, like, because you don't want to see the things that they post on their timeline because it doesn't align with your lifestyle.
Yes, social media
cleansing for real.
Yes.
Because, and then people like, oh, like, why you unfollow that person or whatever. I'm just like, we're not aligned.
Yeah.
I don't like what they post. Like, I don't like their content. I feel like it doesn't align with my lifestyle and the things that I want to see every day. And I need, like, motivational stuff, food. I need, like, nail art. I need, like, motivational stuff, food, nail art, like, festivals and events, and, like, production and things like that. Like, I need that. That is the things that I want to see on my timeline. So I don't want to see 1,000, like, and I love Justin LeBoy, but I don't want to see 1,000 just reposts of relationships and you talking about your sex life, OD. Like, I don't
quotes over and over.
The
and
quotes
that shit is so annoying.
Yeah, like the quotes and stuff like that. Granted, you're human, and I'm cool with you trying to
build up some brands.
Build a brand, but not only that, I'm cool with you trying to, what's the word?
Get the algorithm.
No, or like entice somebody, or you're trying to
what?
Like you're trying to entice somebody, you're trying to like provoke somebody.
Oh,
like
okay,
if I get it, like if you're trying to provoke somebody because you're still human. Like that's the thing about social media that I love. I feel like if I'm going through a breakup and like me and my person is not talking right now, but they on social media and I want to get their attention, I don't even care if anybody says like, oh, we don't pay attention to that because that's all the stuff on social media. Nobody pays attention to all of that type of. Yes, you do.
Yes, y'all do.
Yes, you do. And if I want to do that. Now, I'm not the type of person that always does that, but I'm not against it. Like, go ahead and do what you have to do. Now, I'm not putting nobody's business out there. Like, you're not going to know my situation.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's how I am.
Yeah, no, I'm not telling what happened, like how some people do, because I don't want to open the world. I'm very private in that way. Like, I feel like my socials is for me to be expressive, but not for me to express the things that happen in my personal life. Like, my personal life is my personal life. That's that. But I'm not against it. Like, I'm with that, So, like I said, I don't mind seeing that on my timeline in the sense of, like, if you just throwing little one shots at somebody, whatever. Like, but, I just wanted to
I'm making
everything
a
to
close
align.
friends, finally.
You're making a close friend?
I'm making one.
Yes.
I haven't had one. I've never had one.
I mean, I'm not, I never
need
post.
one.
I never post on close friends, really.
I feel like I need one because people are nosy, for one. Like, I'll be watching my story and I'm like, okay, hide story. But I'm like, I'm so tired of doing that. I was like, I just need to make a close friends and just post other stuff in my close friends. And then I have like my little cousins follow me.
Yeah.
They be watching shit. So I be like, I need to block them from certain content and stuff too.
Yeah, I feel it.
My family.
I'm not against close friends either.
And then all of them spam accounts that I block every day.
Yeah, I'm not against close friends. I just feel like you shouldn't be like having sex on Instagram though.
Who was having sex on Instagram?
Like, I just doing sexual things on Instagram. Like, I just feel like close friends is like some people use it for those ways.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I don't think that that's what close friends should be. Like, why you want to be doing that on Instagram?
Because people are going to screenshot it and post it.
Exactly. Like, go to like OnlyFans or something like that, right? Yeah. That's the only thing I don't like about close friends. I just had to throw it out. I just had to throw it out there. That
I've never
I hate
seen that though.
I hate it.
Everyone who I'm in their thing, honestly, they post regular stuff. Like, I think it's usually like their business stuff. Like, they'll post events that they're planning or like new drops or like some shit that they're working on, and I'm like, okay, I should put that shit in the close friends too, because everyone don't need to see what type of time I'm on,
Right? No,
what
I get
moves
that.
I'm making. But
I get that.
I feel like everyone has gathered so much information from this conversation.
For real.
I hope y'all get y'all book, had y'all notebook, and y'all were just taking notes the whole time. Like, okay, I can, because I feel like the goal with this podcast is for people to be able to apply relatable stuff to their reality. I feel like if you're watching people's podcasts and y'all are in totally different worlds, it may be hard for you to connect with like the information that they're putting out there. But I feel like if you're able to see people who are in your community and they're doing similar work, or like they're just grounded in their thoughts, I feel like you're able to take away things that may work for you.
Right.
Like, so you can hear which works for her. You may want to try that, see if it works. If it doesn't, then you just edit and readjust and like just keep that shit moving.
Yeah, this is like the Solid Woman Masterclass.
Yeah, we need to do a master.
The Solid Woman Masterclass, but we're growing still. Like this is not like all the answers, because like I said, like there's no blueprint to how you are going to just be, but just be.
So use discernment.
Use discernment, yes, please.
But don't apply, let it fly.
Exactly. Like,
don't try to force it to apply to your life.
And if you're not there, you won't even feel like it does.
Yeah. That is so
like, you won't even feel like it does. It's gonna go over your head immediately, because you're not tapping into women who speak about things like this, because you're not aware, you know? So if
you want to connect with this lovely lady, make sure y'all follow her. Her is here. It'll be in the bio. It'll be on the video. Like, please connect with her.
Yeah.
Don't play with her.
Don't play with her.
Yeah, don't. I don't like, because I feel like people do that. Like, they'll reach out to people and be on some like weird stuff. But I'm a firm believer in that. So, any last thoughts? Things you want to tell people?
No. Follow me on Instagram, Ashanti Mayo. And it was great being here. I want to do it again. We're going to do a masterclass. Solid Woman Masterclass at Camp Kirk Studios.
Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for joining.
Thank you so much.
I will see y'all next time.
Yes. Hey, it's Ashanti Mayo. Thank you for watching my episode of the Daily Store Run podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode.